Welcome to Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in for our post-match reaction show. Liverpool have got all 3 points against Sean Dyche's Burnley side. Fantastic results in every aspect for Liverpool. Fully packed Anfield crowd for the first time in 18 months since the Atletico Madrid game in the Champions League. But it was a great performance from the crowds as well, but most importantly the lads on the pitch. Two main players, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave me your man of the matches and really who impressed for today. Really, Kostas Tsimikas and Harvey Elliott. We'll talk about Elliott first in relation. A very mature performance from the young lad, 18 years old, covered the most amount of grounds of a Liverpool player today. Really got the opportunity due to Milner being out through a slight knock, and obviously Fabinho with everyone knows what's happened with his dad, so fortunate to Fabinho and his family at this difficult time. But Elliott was given the opportunity by Jurgen Klopp, and he did not disappoint, and it was phenomenal performance. As I said, mature performance, but from a defensive point of view as well today. Burnley are a very difficult side to beat. I know if we play our game and like we did today, we'll pick them apart as we did with the 2 goals, but Harvey Elliott had to be switched on today, and he very much was, and he was always tracking back, doubling up with Trent when needed, and then he was switching out wide left as well. From a defensive point of view, it was all over, and picking up the pockets of space in the central areas like we spoke about in the pre-match build-up show this week, didn't we, Reds? That Burnley technically don't usually go through the middle. They very much get the ball out wide, and there's a lot of space that Liverpool definitely did expose today. Elliott was He's very clever. He picked up on that. Obviously, the instructions by Jurgen and the technical staff. He was picking up those large pockets of space, but he was driving. What I loved, he's 18, but he's got the quality to do that. We've seen when Trent come in from a young age. If players are good enough, they get the opportunities, like we've seen throughout the whole, historically, from Liverpool Football Club when young players come through. And Elliott did not disappoint, and what a performance by Harvey. Is like, I've absolutely smashed it today. Let me know your thoughts on Harvey. Kostas as well. Andy Robbo was back on the bench today, but getting that assist for Jota's goal. What a delivery by the Greek Scouser. Phenomenal delivery. And when you're whipping balls in against Burnley, you have to get the delivery pinpoint, because we know how good they are in the box, defending, and obviously in the opposition box as well, in our box. But phenomenal cross down the left. And let me know your thoughts. Do you reckon Kostas' delivery going forward, do you reckon he's better than Robbo from a delivery point of view? Not in terms of an overall player, but the two very different players. But I think personally Kostas is a bit more better going forward in terms of his final delivery, but he did not disappoint. Absolutely made up for the lad, and he took a bit of a knock to the back end of that game, didn't he, Reds? But he got up. There was that moment when he was surrounded by 4 Burnley players at the 92nd minute, and he brushed them all off. But he got a standing ovation from the whole packed Anfield, and rightly so, mate. Fantastic. It's what a bargain. This is another Jurgen Klopp bargain. Obviously, last year was very difficult, really, for him to really get integrated into the squad. Got COVID and didn't quite get integrated fully into the squad. But the pre-season already, he was probably one of the standouts in pre-season. And Liverpool going into this season really very positively. If we've got Kostas, and if Robbo is allowed a bit more rest here and there, I tell you, Kostas, he's got the quality to really fill in for Andy Robbo throughout the next coming years anyway, because he's absolutely not world class, but he's got that potential to be world class if he continues playing like he did today, really. So let me know your thoughts on Kostas' overall game. It was very good defensively as well, but absolutely cracking. We spoke about the Jota goal, really. Phenomenal directed header. In my pre-match build-up show, I put him in my starting 11 due to the fact of his aerial ability. Like we seen last year, pre him getting injured, Jota is very good in the air. Like we've seen in Europe, in the Premier League. He's got that ability. That's why I slightly would have went for him for the Burnley game, but obviously Bobby coming off the bench is absolutely great to have. But in this game, and it was great to see Jota give Jurgen Klopp the lead. And then the second goal, really, what a fantastic build-up play from an overall Jurgen perspective. it was a typical Liverpool counter-attack, fluid. Everyone had a touch on the ball. Van Dijk beamed it all the way to Harvey Elliott, as we've already discussed. He had a great performance. Pick up that little space, passed it to Trent, really, and Trent, what a ball to Sadio Mane. Mane, it was great. I was just hoping, and let me know your thoughts on that, Reds, when the ball got played in by Trent, you just saying to Mane, just absolutely whack it into the back of the net, and he very much did so, and it was great to see. I think Sadio Mane will have a fantastic season this year. The rest would have given a load of good, but Sadio, this is going to be the first of many to come, really. I really do hope, and I fingers crossed, I reckon he'll get out at least 20 Premier League goals. So great, and Burnley, they had a couple of balls cleared off the line, really, but what I really liked from Liverpool's performance today, Reds, was the sheer intensity. I know that the crowd very much does help, and Hendo said in his post-match just then, there's no other crowd, as we already know, it literally will give us 15, 20, 25 points this year. The intensity, it helps as a player. When you're a player, Hendo's in the post-match, it gives them a lot more, gives them that extra 20, 30% anyway, but the crowd were absolutely spot on, as you would expect today, and it was great. Honestly, I'm absolutely made up. It was a very difficult game. Usually when you do come up against Burnley, but Liverpool were not phased today. The crowd helped massively, but Liverpool's overall performance, Trent, I know we haven't really talked about him, but I love the way the pundits are just discussing Trent like he's just been found. He's been doing this week in the Premier League anyway. Gutted, yes, he got injured for the Euros, but I tell you, Trent's bulked up this season. He's very much at it. Like Sadio Mane, Salah is biting at the teeth, really, in terms of wanting to get more goals. And we've got Bobby Firmino's come off the bench. Thiago come on today, a bit later on in the game. More minutes he plays, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but Naby Keita as well. I felt he had an absolutely amazing game today, really. Fingers crossed he can stay fit, but that's why Liverpool bought the lad. We've not seen it in a red shirt as of yet, but today, the pockets of space, especially when we've just been discussing Harvey Elliott, this was a game where you needed players on the ball that can really just get away from a couple of the Burnley midfielders and the defenders, and it just very much opened the game up. Naby, he's very good at technically one or two passes and getting into space and going off the last man, really. But today, overall, I know speaking about Elliott's defensive point of view, Naby's defensive work is getting better and better. I think that he's still a young player as well, so he's got a lot of development to do in that aspect. But Jordan Henderson as well, great to see him back, our captain, our leader. Get him that contract signed, which we all, he's hugely anticipated to sign, but I was so happy. Reds, let me know your thoughts on seeing Henderson back in the heart of that Liverpool midfield, obviously playing in that little holding role due to the absence of Fabinho, but it was great. The intensity was getting passed on from the crowd, and then it was Jordan Henderson was that one player that set that intensity today. He's our captain, he's our leader, but the intensity from him, it very much spread to the whole of the players, really. When you see Elliott, Hendo, Naby as well pressing, it really set the tempo and the precedent, really, from an early stage. Getting the early goal, 18, 19 minutes on the clock anyway, it was great to see Jota, and then that really opened up the game. As I said, Burnley had a couple of slight opportunities at the back end of that game, but that's due to really concentration, really. Liverpool dealt with Burnley's aerial presence. Absolutely fantastic. Matip, Van Dijk, that is Liverpool's best partnership, but we need Gomez and Konate. We will need all of our players this season, and if they can stay fit, I tell you what, we'll be very positive, and it'll put us in a great position going forward in every competition we go into. The emergence of obviously Kostas this season, Konate, Gomez come on a bit later on in that game, really, but yeah, Barnes was, I'm gutted that Elliott couldn't quite get his assist. It was an offside goal. He got that assist for Salah, which was offside anyway, but I was gutted. I was hoping and praying that the line will give it to us, but excellent Liverpool performance all 3 points and Liverpool top of the Premier League for a little while now anyway. But let me know your thoughts on that. Reds absolutely buzzing and made up. Great to see the fans back in, but the sheer intensity and the quality of Liverpool's performance, especially that second goal, that is a hallmark of Liverpool in recent years. The passing fluidity was excellent. Harvey Elliott's emergence, Alisson late on in that game as well, never lacked concentration. He's so good at that. The one or two moments within a game, that's the hallmark of top elite goalkeepers. They never switch off, and he was called upon later on in that game, and he very much helped Liverpool keep that clean sheet. Sadio Mane, we've talked about Salah, typical Salah performance, phenomenal. Jota getting the goal and Sadio getting back to his business really. And let me know your thoughts on that, Reds. So my two standouts, I know Trent will probably get a lot of plaudits as well, rightly so. And I've spoken about Naby, but Elliott for me and Costas. But let me know your thoughts, man of the matches, in the comment section below, Reds. And if you are new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and drop a like on the video if you're absolutely made up to see the Reds back in action, getting back to winning ways. Reds, I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But Liverpool getting 6 points from possible 6. No better start that we could have asked for. I'm hoping that we do get 15 points from 15 anyway. That's got to be the target. And I think we very much will. If we play like we did like this against Chelsea, then it'll look very positively. Would you start with Harvey Elliott against Chelsea? It'd be a big ask for him, but he's fully capable of playing. But Reds, get in. And I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Reds. And we go again against Chelsea. See you later, Reds. Ciao.